right now. It's a losing right now. It's a hopeless battle in Israel right now. We have to still be reasonable, so at some point, if Israelis begin to feel like this can't go on much longer, that we're giving a reasonable way out. But right now, no, I have no hope whatsoever. No.
Thank you. What would be different between what happened in 2006 and what...
Well, you know, there's a difference between what you think and what the Israelis think. If you read the Israeli generals, they keep saying they have learned the lessons of their mistakes. And that if there's another war, that this time they can win. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit doubtful on that score. But they think that they have learned the lessons. What's kind of amusing is many of them said they learned those lessons in Gaza. But how could they have learned those lessons in Gaza? There was no resistance in Gaza. But they're convinced of it, and I can't say I know better than the Israeli generals, but that's what they're saying. They think they can win the next round.
There was a question about feeling helpless. I don't want to tell you don't. But...
I think, as I said, one of the things I've learned from being active in politics is I never look up from on high for hope or for results. People in power have their own agendas. They rarely coincide, except by accident. They rarely coincide with anything having to do with what's true and what's just, what's honest and what's fair. And that's our job. But if you realize, if you are involved as long as I have, and you've seen how significantly public opinion has changed, I think you would not be despairing, and you'd be reasonably hopeful that we can now galvanize this change in public opinion into a real political force, that we can accomplish something. Whether we can accomplish everything, I don't know. Can we accomplish anything? I can't even promise you that. But I think there is potential. There's every reason to be hopeful if we get our act together.
Yeah, thank you. And last question about Israel's hand in Hariri's assassination.
You know, I don't want to come across as being a blind supporter of the party of God. There are many people, you know, in Lebanon who are, and I can completely respect that. Of course, there are many people in Lebanon, perhaps an equal number, who hate the party of God. That's Lebanon. But I have followed fairly closely the investigations into the Hariri assassination, and through some personal connections, I know people who have been involved in various aspects of it, and there seems to be just no evidence that the Hezbollah was involved in the assassination of Hariri. The most obvious question simply has to be, and for which I've not seen an answer, what possible motive could they have? Actually, for better or for worse, Mr. Nasrallah had quite positive personal relations with Mr. Hariri. I don't know if that's a good thing to say about him or not. Hariri is a billionaire, practically owned Lebanon, literally owned Lebanon. You know, Mr. Nasrallah is supposed to be a spokesperson for the oppressed and wretched. But personally, he had very good relations with Hariri, so I don't think there was any evidence. But there was a second question, and the question is a serious one, namely, is the impending indictment of what we call rogue elements in Hezbollah part of a larger plan to create a civil war in Lebanon and then create the groundwork for an Israeli invasion? The fact is there is no evidence for that, but there is significant concern in Lebanon that a civil conflict unrelated to Israel may break out.